Chapter 5, Part 3. As the flood of information continued, Zeke's neural implant worked to filter and prioritize the data, presenting him with the most relevant updates. He learned of a gang war brewing in the lower levels, a new recreational drug causing havoc in the club scene, and a series of mysterious power outages plaguing the city's outskirts. Each piece of information added to the complex tapestry of life in New Shanghai, painting a picture of a city constantly teetering on the edge of chaos. As Zeke struggled to make sense of the overwhelming influx of information, he felt himself beginning to change. It was as if the data streaming through his mind was rewiring his very being, transforming him on a fundamental level. He was no longer just Zeke, the street-smart survivor. He was becoming something more, a hybrid of man and machine, flesh and data. The sensation was equal parts exhilarating and terrifying. Zeke felt his consciousness expanding, reaching out beyond the confines of his physical form. He could sense the pulse of the city above, the ebb and flow of data that was its lifeblood. For a moment, he was one with the vast network that underpinned New Shanghai's glittering facade. But as quickly as it had come, the connection began to fade. The sea of information receded, leaving Zeke once again floating in darkness. The presence that had spoken to him earlier returned, its voice softer now, almost gentle. "You have taken the first step on a long journey. Remember this moment, for it will shape all that is to come." Zeke felt a tugging sensation, as if something was pulling him upward. The darkness around him began to lighten, the formless void giving way to more defined shapes and shadows. He had the distinct feeling that he was returning to his body, to the physical world he had left behind. As the dream began to dissolve, one final message echoed through Zeke's mind. "The Atlas holds the key. Seek it, and you will find your destiny." The words lingered, burning themselves into Zeke's memory, even as consciousness began to reassert itself. He felt heavy, as if his body was made of lead. Sounds began to filter in, the hum of electronics, the distant rumble of the city outside. And then, cutting through it all, a piercing alarm. Zeke's eyes snapped open, the shrill noise reverberating inside his skull. He found himself lying on the floor of the safe house, his clothes drenched in sweat. The alarm continued to blare, but he quickly realized it wasn't coming from any external source. It was inside his head, a digital wail that set his nerves on edge. As Zeke struggled to sit up, his mind reeling from the intense dream and the invasive sound, one thought crystallized with perfect clarity. Nothing would ever be the same again. The Atlas chip had changed him, set him on a path he didn't fully understand but could no longer avoid. The game had changed, and Zeke was now a player, whether he liked it or not. As the alarm in his head continued its relentless cry, he knew that his next move would determine not just his own fate, but potentially the future of New Shanghai itself. With trembling hands, Zeke pushed himself to his feet, ready to face whatever came next. The alarm abruptly cut off, leaving him in sudden ringing silence. In that moment of quiet, Zeke made a silent vow to himself. He would unravel the mystery of Atlas, no matter the cost. The neon-drenched world of New Shanghai awaited, its secrets ripe for the taking. And Zeke, newly transformed and hungry for answers, was ready to dive headfirst into the unknown.